taste because it's going through your nasopharyngeal system, and you also have some cranial nerve palsy that you will
Andy,
notice
I have
as well.
I have like a sincere question. Okay, so I'm taking eye drops for my eyes, and like I thought I took one or I put one on, and I thought I could taste it. I'm serious. Is that what it means by like? No. I thought I could taste literally what I was putting in my eye.
What did it taste like?
Yeah, it's all connected.
It's
so
weird.
I guess you could.
I don't know. It was weird.
What do eye drops even taste like?
I don't know. It tasted like
Aren't they like oh,
yeah, like
little
salty.
salty?
Like
I mean, yeah.
Water and salt.
well, they're like antibiotic because my eyes are messed up. I don't know. It was a sincere question. I thought I was dying or something.
No, you're not dying.
Thought it was dying.
Okay, so basilar skull fracture, there's another example of them where it can get right across there and then into that temporal part as well.
What's the most common way to do that?
Very nice,
Get
better
car accident?
Yeah, but it can also happen any kind of collision too. I know football, that's happened a lot before, depending on the way that they get hit or the way they get tackled, but yeah, it's usually something like pretty traumatic that happens. So this is an example of the raccoon eyes and then the battle sign right behind that here.
What is how fast does it happen? The raccoon?
It'll happen, it's not gonna be like right immediate. It'll probably be like about a day. Okay, and if it's something that you see immediate, it's usually, it's probably not the fracture to the skull. It's probably just from like a direct force or something.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, okay, so a growing skull fracture. This is where, when you're a little kid, like you know how your skull isn't like completely pieced together yet. So pretty much the brain growth prevents like the solid bone healing. So then that bone's never really healed together. So it's just a growing fracture, pretty much like it says. So this you must have surgery on. Oh, and then the basilar skull fractures, those will heal on their own. There's no surgery involved in that. So that's how that is. So here you can see. Right there. So they're just so smart that they're growing faster than the bones, right? All right, concussions. Big topic. Okay. So there's different grades of concussion, just like with any injury. Concussions can be tricky because you have to really know the player, and you have to know exactly what happened as well. In some cases, they can just be complaining like, oh, I'm like dizzy, or I have a headache and whatnot, and that can be due to a lot of other things other than a concussion, or it could be due from them getting hit repetitively over and over. So how you get a concussion, direct blow to the head. Tackling, the way people tackle has a lot to do with it as well. Whenever you're trying to prevent like anything else other than the concussion happening, if they bring their head back, or spearing. And I know that the NFL had a little bit of a change rule saying like you can't go below the knees, so I think they're doing that to try and cut back on concussions. But if you look at the prevalence of ACLs in the NFL, now there's a lot, right? Because I think people are trying to either stop and decelerate to avoid the whole spearing, or because they're getting having to turn as well. So I don't know. That's just So distinct changes in personality may be noted, either like a teammate can tell you, or, I mean, you can notice on your own what's going on. I know like in practices, a lot of it's always going on, so you're not seeing every single player at one time, rather than in a game, you can like see the whole field or see the whole court to make sure what's going on. Right now in the NFL, they have an athletic trainer in a position that's sit up in the press box that will replay a play that they think caused a concussion. So a lot of things are being changed to prevent that. I read the other day, this is a Kansas thing, but one of the players from about 10 years ago is actually suing the University of Kansas athletic department because he's complaining that he had too many concussions while he was there. So, a lot of stuff's going on.
That's fascinating.
Light noise, so they'll have light and noise sensitivity. You know, they'll complain maybe of like ringing in the ears, which is tinnitus, memory loss, disorientation, nausea, vomiting, whatnot. I mean, best way to describe is how they'll present if you're looking at a real bad concussion is like, they'll honestly seem like drunk and like completely out of it. Poor balance, coordination. So one thing you want to know too is loss of consciousness. Like if they've had any loss of consciousness, sometimes they'll say that they did, but it could be due to whether or not they just don't remember, you know? If they say that they thought they like passed out, well, it could be that they just don't remember what happened after a certain play and whatnot. Ways to check vision disturbances, you know, I'll have them like look at the scoreboard, like tell me what the score is, or can you see what's over there, whatnot. And you can also go into doing like a quick cranial nerve check as well that you guys will learn about come upper eval, but and then you also do like some tests where they'll do kind of like similar to what we showed you in the ankle stuff, where they'll stand on one leg, lean back, and then also walking, seeing if they can do that, or also having them like do a push-up or do something, some kind of exercise that will cause them to see if any symptoms come back. But that's more return to play kind of stuff. So positive findings, there's a bunch of tests that you can do for it, but in my belief, I don't think there's any true test that tells you the specific grade of a concussion other than a CAT scan or something. But when you can do like the SCAT test, and I'll show you that. We do impact testing here, where I'll show you that test too. Okay, so this is an example of like the sport concussion assessment tool, and some athletic training, sports medicine departments can go by this, and I kind of do this subconsciously when I'm evaluating an athlete for one, and you just go in, see like what happened, the memory. Memory you can do like what classes did you have today, or what did you have for breakfast, and then having them give them 5 words, have them recall it later. And then some of this stuff, like, I would fail at. like, I know, I've been in, like, doctor's office where they'll have the athlete count backwards from, like, 100 by 7 or something like that.
I can't even do that.
And it's, you know, so.
YouTube.
And then, of course, going into your
Yeah, concussion.
cranial nerve as well.
With 190.